How do you do? I'm John Tacchi, and this is Bodytalk. Let's make a throwback to Star Wars. We seem to be made to suffer. It is our lot in life. That is an interesting relevance that George Lucas wrote about anthropomorphizing droids, and yet that's also a rather an incredibly humanistic moment. So the way the human body works is that it's biological, and all of those biological cells need to be maintained. So we constantly need whatever food in. Our body does a whole bunch of complex stuff on the metabolic and physiology charts of chemistry, yada yada. Anyways, we need to continually maintain our bodies, and that kind of sucks quite a bit. I find a lot of elderly clients, they get to a certain point in life, post-retirement, and they really don't want to go through any more discomfort in their life, and that makes a lot of sense. That's kind of the goal in life, is to stop suffering. Seems pretty simplistic, and yet the only way that our body maintains itself is by setting a bar of challenge up here, and if we don't hit it, that bar of challenge, then our body will basically remodel itself to make it strong enough that it actually gets over the bar. What's an example here? Okay, let's do something practical. Whatever. Got your little iPad, whatever, your thing, your heavy weight. If you're carrying it around all day, your body gets sore, the muscles are fatigued, and that is discomforting. It's painful. Our body is going to say, hey, those muscles were not strong enough to do that effort, and your body is going to make things, remodel it just a little bit, and make you stronger. So when you were a child, you had very, very small muscles, and over time you challenged them going about your life, and they were made larger to accommodate. Unfortunately, your body hates wasting resources, so if you stop carrying your weights around, then your body's going to say, we have no reason to maintain this mass of muscle and keep strong. And so the muscles will atrophy, dependent on how much they're used. That leads to a couple interesting problems. Let's see here. First of all, you kind of always have to challenge yourself a little bit, and you also always have to put a degree of challenge a little bit higher than what you're used to. If you just maintain along a very specific sort of exercise regimen, then the time that you need something more, you're going to be woefully underprepared, and most likely cause a significant injury that requires some extra rehabilitation. So that's getting back to sort of people who are entering retirement and they want to experience no more discomfort. I mean, that's what we all want, and yet through removing challenges in life, they're gonna find out that they had so much capacity before to do stuff, and they're gonna hit that moment where they try to go back and do something that used to be, require some effort. What's an example? Oh hell, let's just say you used to, but as a kid, you worked in San Francisco. This is a Bay Area kind of thing, and you used to walk around the city, up the hills, down the hills. Everything was great and fantastic, and then you retire in your ranch-style home, Marin County, single floor, and you don't have to go up and down anymore, and life is good and easy. And then you take a trip to the city and you want to do a walk up and down Lombard, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I can't do this. Yeah, that's because you haven't asked your body to be challenged in any form, and what you used to be able to do is now really, really hard. And unfortunately, besides the idea of walking Lombard or tackling Divisadero, you get really little efforts become hard. Personally, I've come to a philosophy within my family. The benefits of living in a 2-story house is that you're always required to raise your foot up over, technically stairs are supposed to be designed in a 7-11 ratio, run to rise, and 7-11 rise to run, and therefore there's always going to be that threshold of lifting your foot up and going through a range of motion that you otherwise don't need in a single-story house. And if you don't challenge yourself to step over something, step up for 10, 15 years, that moment where all of a sudden you're moving about the house and something is in your way, you go to step over and all of a sudden, oh my god, you can't do it, you hit, you stumble, you fall. A little bit dramatic, but these things definitely happen if you don't repeatedly challenge yourself. So yeah, that's challenging yourself unfortunately requires a little bit of discomfort, and so that is the failings of biology. We are made to suffer, and that is our lot in life. And yet, let's not be totally negative and depressing about it. There is a perspective that it can be thrilling to overcome what the world throws at us. And that's where it can be a very positive thing to overcome. As one of my clients said yesterday, getting old isn't for sissies. So it's tough getting old. I'm not there yet, but I've got some feelers of the idea, and learn from your elders. It's tough getting old, and it helps to be prepared for it. So this has been a Body Talk. Thanks for listening. I'm John Tacchi. Have a nice day.